to speak to you. Thank you so much for being with us on manEnough.
Thanks for having me.
So sweet.
So first thing first, can you tell us the last time you didn't feel enough?
I think I have a daily relationship with a sense of inadequacy. I've written about this in the past, but when you are a non-binary person in this country in this time, there's an imposter syndrome for being alive because people don't think that we should exist. And so every day I have to remind myself they're wrong because I'm breathing. They're wrong because I'm speaking. And so I have to remind myself, not only am I enough, but the very system that has and weaponizes a criteria that would rather disappear me, that's not a system that I'll ever let evaluate me again.
Okay, we can just wrap it right there.
I feel like I should snap. I don't know what to do after that, except I feel like that was also poetry.
This is going to happen the whole time.
I know
by
that.
the way.
I'm preparing myself emotionally for it.
Guilty as charged.
Okay, so
Beautifully articulated.
thank you for that. What I wanted to ask personally is, so part of what we're doing here is I have been brushing up against my own discomfort with masculinity for my whole life. And I really didn't name it until I would say recently in the last decade. So I wrote this book, we're doing this podcast to have these conversations and to like address this invisible force that governs our very existence. And for me, whenever like something uncomfortable pops up, I want to name it and talk about it, because if I don't talk about it, then I know that thousands or millions of other people are not talking about it. And I know we all feel it. So I found myself getting nervous that I was going to say he instead of they.
Which you did.
Which I did, and then I corrected. And then earlier I heard Liz do it. And what's funny is, first of all, I put Liz for everybody on a pedestal.
Which I don't deserve to be on.
She's next level. And she educates me and has been so kind and generous. And I noticed I went like, oh, okay, I feel better that I'm not the only one. And I read your book and I understand gender pronouns, and yet I still find myself sometimes feeling nervous because I don't want to mess up or hurt you or say the wrong thing or feel like I'm taking away from your identity by calling you a he. And so I'm just wondering, do you feel people be nervous that they're going to say it wrong? This is a 101 class for listeners, because because I noticed I felt nervous and I didn't want to make you feel bad. And so I apologize if I did. I tried to correct it right away. But for anybody who's listening who maybe has never been around a gender nonconforming person, because there's way too many people that haven't. I'm just curious. So that's kind of where I wanted to start.
Sure. I guess I would say welcome to the awkward choreography of being a human.
Yeah.
We're always going to mess up because we are indoctrinated into a world that teaches us ideology, not compassion. So it's not you speaking when you misgender me. It's everyone that has spoken to you before. And in my life, what I always try to remind people is I was not born with gender literacy. I was born hating myself and hunting myself. And I had to learn too. So other people are going to have to learn. And if that way, I think trans people can actually teach the world transition is possible, not just between genders, but between paradigms. It's so possible to learn and constantly be learning. And in fact, learning is the most delightful thing about being alive. So what I say is when you mess up, which is when you're alive, because being alive is about messing up gloriously. And I will fight for that ability to gloriously mess up, because I don't believe that humans are statues or sculptures. I believe that we're inconsistent and idiosyncratic and hairy and fat and unfurling. And that's what's joyous about being alive. What we do then is say, I'm sorry, I'm learning. It won't happen again. And then if it happens again, I'm sorry, I'm going to try even harder. And that's what love is